Hello. Today, what I want to do, I go in for surgery tomorrow. I thought I would do this today. This is an Electrofrog Pico turnout. And you can use it just like it is. But I want to switch this part of it when it's going this way. I want it to be this rail. And when it's going this way, I want it to be this rail. So how I'm going to achieve that is, I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to do a couple of things. Right now, the nose, or the frog, whatever you want to call it, is connected to these pieces down here. The switch rail and the crossing rails. Well, I don't want that. The reason I don't want it is because then, in that situation, you're totally dependent on the electrical contact between the switch rail and the stock rail. If you don't have a good connection, then you won't have power all the way up through the switch. But I'm going to force it to be powered with this process. I want these crossing rails and the switch rails to always be hot. And how I'm going to do that is I'm going to carve out enough space here someplace so that I can connect the outer rail, so that I can connect, find something to point with, so I can connect this rail with this rail, and this rail with this rail, so that they'll always be connected. There'll always be power on the switch, no matter which way it's turned, all the way to here, once I do that. And then this part up here, I'm going to change the polarity of that with a relay, with a set of points in my turnout. So to start here, what I want to do is I want to go in here and separate this wire, leaving as much tail as I can. I think I better pull it out to where I can get to it. Okay, I've pulled it up. There's more than one of them here too, by the way. There. I want to sever that. There's one. Oh, there's one that's been welded in an unusual spot. There. I got that one up too. And normally there's 3 wires when you get these disconnected. 3 wires. And they're all soldered or welded to this piece right here. The other ones will just push back down in there and leave them alone. Now you have to be somewhat gentle with that because it's not that hard to break the connection. This we will solder to another wire. Let's see if we can get that in view. This we will solder to another wire that will go down through the board and connect to our turnout mechanism, which has some contacts on it, which in one position of this it will be connected one way, and at the other position of this it will be connected the other, and we will connect those up properly so that it switches the polarity of this part of the turnout to the polarity we need. Okay, just going to bend that over sideways, get it out of the way. See if we can focus down on this a little better so I don't have to hold it up all the time. Okay, so in order to put these bridges in, we have to cut away. It's best to do it up in this area because these are the switch rails that move. We have to cut away enough here that we can get at it and solder across between those 2 rails. You can use this as is, but you can't switch it without this step. And this step ensures that the power will be on anytime anything is on this part of the switch, this part of the turnout, this part of the point. I'll be right back when I get this ready, and we'll take it from there. Okay, we're back. I have opened up a channel across there so that I can get to the rail. Before I start my soldering iron, I think I'll change the tip and put a pointed tip, put a point on it. Now I'll turn it on and I'll bring you back when it's hot. We're back. Now for this wire, I like to use an old resistor. I bought these, they were the wrong size, I can't use them. So I just grab one of these and cut off the leads. And that works pretty good. I think we're hot. Clean the tip. A little solder on it. For manipulating things like fine wires, I find these jeweler's pliers. Oops. Well, that shot off there. We'll never see it. Oh, here it is. We'll just run it across all the way and then we'll cut it later. Now you probably can't see that very well. I'm laying that wire across all 4 of these rails. And for some reason it's sticking to my tool. Oh, it's even sticking more. There must be some iron in there. All right, well, I'll just use my fingers then. Ah, perfect. We got one. What you have to be careful is you don't keep the iron on there too long because it will melt your turnout, which is, not good. It's not optimum. The thing I like about these resistor wires is they take solder very easily. Okay, let's see how we did. I'll have to cut that wire there where I soldered it across. There. That is definitely 2 pieces now. We can trim these little trim those little extensions off. Now the next thing to do is to check it. And to check it, we need to make sure that we're not making contact. Make sure that this isn't making contact with the side there. So we'll just slip that in there. There. That worked out. Let's make sure that we have continuity. We do. So, this rail is permanently electrically connected to this rail. And this rail is permanently connected to this rail. So they'll always be powered. So now anything on this turnout, this point, all the way to here is going to be powered up. All this track back in here, when a train is passing over it, will have power. And power will be provided to this by the switching mechanism in the turnout itself. And it will switch the polarity from one to the other. And that's how you set up a switch. Of course, if I'm going to use this on a point motor, I also have to take the spring out, which is kind of a fiddly little thing. Actually, I think I'll just take it off. We don't need it anymore. It was holding the spring on, and we're not using a spring anymore. So we can just take it off. And there you have it, all ready to go, except for we have to solder a wire onto here to go down through the baseboard. But that's pretty easy stuff. All right, thanks for watching. See you down the road.